We got 8 real headlines.
And each one of them gets more ridiculous.
Coming up right now.
Hey, everybody. This is Derek, and with me today is the only man who will shave his own face with baby porcupine booty, Carl Mandrioli.
What does that even mean?
I don't know why you would shave your face with something like that.
I don't know that it even is. It's
a baby porcupine booty. You figured it out.
Welcome to the Backpacking Glacier podcast, everybody. With me today is Derek Smith. He's a man who thinks that people who read newspapers are behind the times.
That's horrible.
Because the times.
I get it. No, I get it.
Okay.
I get it. I didn't want to get it, but I got it.
Making sure. All right. So we got headlines, and they're from all sorts of news publications, not necessarily newspapers. Something tells me you still get the newspaper, though.
No, I don't. I actually called and had them cancel it.
Recently?
A couple years ago. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to 1990. Well done.
Stop sending me papers, please. Do you?
A couple weeks ago. What kind of old man are you? Oh
years ago, not weeks. No, it's not like the full paper. It's not like the full paper.
It's like a couple years ago is pretty recent for newspapers.
It's not the full paper though. It's like it's like a daily.
The Sunday edition?
No, gosh, no. Okay. It's like the daily whatever. Here's all the coupons and junk. You know.
All right.
So
anyway, headlines are kind of typically associated with newspapers, but we got them from all sorts of places, and we got some crazy ones, which we think you are going to enjoy, and we of course are going to have some reactions to them. But first, a little while ago, I posted on social media a picture of a down jacket that I had with holes that were burned into the jacket. Did you see this one?
Yes.
Okay.
I did.
And I asked people to theorize. I said it's not from like a fire or from a flame or even from a spark. How did it get the holes? How are the holes burned in the jacket? And we got some pretty crazy answers. Did you read into the responses there?
I read some of them. It
was like flashlight, spilled DEET, and then they had some people had stories about a Bigfoot and I don't know some sort of sabotage that you had. So we had some good ones.
Yeah,
but nobody figured it out. Nobody even really came close to like the kind of cause that could burn a hole without a flame. Did you figure it out?
I didn't figure it out. No.
Okay. Really?
I didn't really try. But
okay. Even after I told you where it came from, you didn't figure that out?
You want me to say what it is?
I just asking if you figured it out because I literally told you the answer.
I did once you told me. Yeah.
There's more to this story, but basically it's from friction is the answer. And it was a seatbelt that burned through the jacket. So yeah, we'll share personal stories later. But
yeah.
Anyway, thanks for those that responded. Thanks for putting that out there.
Crazy.
Okay. Bible verse, Mark 16:15, and he, referring to Jesus, said to them, "Go into all the world and proclaim the gospel to the whole creation." This is the verse about preaching the good news, my friend. Yeah. Are we about to share some good news ourselves in any sort of way?
No, we're not.
You don't think so?
Well, we're going to share some funny news. I'll tell you that.
Okay. Isn't funny good?
Funny's good.
It's not the same kind of good news that the disciples are sharing for sure, but yeah, I think that this kind of warms people's hearts. It warms people's souls, knowing that there's some crazies out there who do things that you just would not expect.
True.
Right?
True.
Okay.
Very true.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I have mine ranked kind of in increasingly absurdness, and you've got a few yourself. Are yours ranked and ready to go?
Okay, so my first one is, here's the title. You ready? It's Lost Hiker Uses Bear Cam in Alaska's Katmai, I think I'm saying that right, National Park to get rescued.
Okay, how does that happen?
What are your thoughts on that? I mean,
I just asked you how that happens. You're asking me. It
happened. They're out there and they got lost, and I'm guessing I think that it says they stumbled upon a bear cam,
right?
And somehow I guess started talking into the bear cam. Right, and then they ended.
And whoever does it have audio? Do the bear cams have audio?
I would think so. Okay. I would think so. And whoever was monitoring the cameras saw. Oh no, wait, there was no sound. I'm sorry. And whoever was monitoring the cameras saw the hiker mouth the words "Help me."
Okay.
Park rangers found the hiker.
If there was sound, like what do you say into the camera? Like,
what do you say if there's sound?
Hey, folks, I'm not a bear, but can you come get me?
That's what you would do. That's horrible.
I'm asking you what you do.
I would say, ET phone home. And no, I would just be like, yeah, I'm out here. I don't know where I am. I know somebody's, watching this.
Okay.
Hopefully. Can you please send help? I will stay here or next to it or whatever. Somewhere I'm at.
All right.
That's what I would do.
Interesting.
And then I would shave my face.
Okay.
And then I would probably have a snack on camera.
I think it's crazy to get entirely lost and find a bear cam. Like that to me is the crazy part of the story. But
it's pretty random though.
So okay, I get the concept. You're lost, you want to get found, so you're going to stay next to the cam. But it's a bear cam. Is this really the safest place to wait?
I mean, if you're making enough noise.
In Alaska? Like with the grizzly bears? This is where bears are supposed to be going. That's why they put the cam there in the first place.
I get that. But you're in Alaska again, right? And so they know where the cameras are exactly. So maybe it's easier for them to find you.
Okay.
As opposed to you like, I'll be in this area. What are you going to go show them your orange backpack or something? Like hope they see it in the forest?
Yeah, no, I don't know what the other alternative is. I just think that's a dangerous place to wait. What's the wait time? Like assuming that somebody's watching the bear cam and they see you, what's the wait time on that?
It said within hours. So I don't know what that exactly means. It's very vague. It's very vague. It wasn't like 2 hours, 3 hours. I'm guessing
like the person's injured. They don't need, like a rescue, like a helicopter rescue. Just somebody hike out there and be like, hey, it's this way.
I mean, if you say within hours, I would think 2 or 3, 4, maybe.
Okay, that's a long time. It's a long time. All right.
I don't know.
Well, my first one happens to be a bear one as well.
Of course.
This one is road closure where tourists tried to hold a bear. They actually closed a road. This is in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. I think this was in...
Tried to hold a bear.
Yeah, I forget what state this is in. But anyway, the road is closed until further notice because tourists were getting too close to the bear, and then a couple of them tried to pick up bear cubs.
Pick up bear? What?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Are they in harm's?
Because I would totally do that. I would totally do that.
You would pick up a bear cub.
Well, let's just say
maybe the dumbest thing ever.
Let's just say this: if Lewis and Clark can capture a bear cub and deliver it to Thomas Jefferson as a gift, can I just hold one for a little bit? Come on,
dude. Are you asking to get mauled by a mother bear?
I would make sure. Yeah, I'm not really looking to get to hold a bear cub, but now that the road's closed, it's not even a possibility anymore, right?
True. Yeah. So what happened? What ended up happening?
They just closed the road. Because of these tours, you physically can't go on this road anymore. Damn. That was their solution, not to put up signs, or we know in some parks they'll actually send the bears away, or even sometimes relocate bears that are getting too used to humans. They're just we're just going to close the road.
Smart.
So is this really teaching anybody anything? No. Really?
No. People ruining things yet again.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Ruining for everybody. So, and when we say tourists, it's typically not your backpackers, even your day hikers. It's usually people frequently from other countries that just think that it's not even like a zoo, but like a petting zoo. Wild animals are pets that you can go and touch.
You tried to pet the moose when you saw it with your camera, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why I'm a future headline. So to keep that in mind.
Okay, well,
all right. What's your next one?
My next one is something we've probably all heard of before, and every time I hear this, I'm just like, come on, it's ridiculous. It was the headline is about the Chupacabra. It's legendary blood-sucking Chupacabra found in Texas. I mean,
wait. Break it down. For those that don't know, what is the Chupacabra?
Chupacabra is like a little, I don't know what you call a little
you don't even
beast. Know, it's what, knee high, thigh high? It's goat sucker. It's like a little vampire that apparently is known for sucking the blood of livestock and stuff, and they're usually found in Mexico or Puerto Rico or something like that. And the name translates into goat sucker.
Okay.
Verbally. So this person says they've lost up to 26 chickens in recent years. It's got to be the Chupacabra.
Right.
She found a roadkill, put the beast head in her freezer for DNA testing. So she's like, I found it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to chop off the head, put it in my thing, and then find DNA testing, as if they already had Chupacabra DNA on file. And so I think it ended up being a dog is what I'm told. So
is what you're told. Who's telling you this?
Is what I'm reading.
Are you investigating?
I'm investigating. Sources tell me. No.
Right.
So it ended up being a dog, and it's just a funky looking dog with a mangled face and not a lot of hair on its face. But it's they wanted it to be the legendary, this is like their Bigfoot over there.
Okay.
They don't have Bigfoot, so they have their Chupacabra.
The Chupacabra, okay, is like a blood-sucking dog. It's supposed to be almost like a vampire dog. It's a
vampire dog.
It's not even a dog. It's like a hairless creature that looks like a dog. The head is typically bigger than a typical dog in terms of like proportion.
Yeah. Is it like one of those Chihuahua hairless dogs that can walk on 2 feet and suck blood? Is that kind of what it is?
I don't know about that, but I don't know if they can walk on 2 feet. But yeah, I've seen some interesting. Okay. They think they found like multiple roadkills. This is just one of the headlines here. But yeah, there's this like Zolo dog, like XOLO dog that apparently looks very similar, and that's what it's getting confused with. But they're really rare, and so it's weird to find roadkill of that type of dog. So that's why it's confusing.
So just chop up the head and put it in your freezer, right?
I guess I don't know. People are looking to find the crazy stuff, right? So
I think
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, the crazy thing to me is like, what do they have in the back of their car to do that with? Right? Like I don't have something in my car I can just go chop somebody's head off. Like that seems
right.
I don't know.
Okay. Our next one I got. This one's pretty crazy. So all of these are obviously outdoor based wild animals. Okay, this one's like loosely related because it involves a Jeep. All right. So
Jeep. Okay.
Yeah. So police, here's the headline. This still blows me away. Police came to pull a Jeep out of a lake. They found a woman inside, alive.
Alive.
Like a local fisherman, so this is in Texas, called in to report there's just a black Jeep floating in a lake. It looks like it had been like mostly submerged. And so they're like, all right, well, we got to go yank the Jeep out of it. They're not thinking that somebody's inside the Jeep. They just think that the Jeep's floating away. So they're not hurrying. So it took the deputies 18 minutes to respond and longer for the rescue truck to arrive to pull it out of the lake. And so they were planning this to be like a salvage operation, not an emergency.
Doesn't that take a few hours to get the truck up there? But
apparently a much shorter time than pointing somebody who's lost in Alaska the right direction.
What? Yeah, I guess so. What? Right. I mean, what is the lady? Was she like unconscious?
Okay, so they didn't release like really any information about the lady or the story. Right? So we just don't have as much kind of in that regard. And so for those that are watching on YouTube here, I'm going to bring up just a picture of like the floating Jeep, which is like mostly submerged here. You can see just the top of the Jeep in the lake there.
How is she alive?
I don't know, but she was alive and like survived the ordeal. I think she's doing okay. But my question is like, how does this happen in the first place? I get that when there's floods and there's extreme rainstorms and hurricanes, like cars are going everywhere, right?
That's in the middle of the lake.
Yeah, just randomly. Like, is this like bad GPS directions?
No, this is the brakes went out, or people were trying to shoot her. This has got to be a crazy story, right?
Okay, yeah, and we don't have any of that information. I'm just curious.
She was running from the Chupacabra, trying to hide.
I'll say this with the GPS directions though. So sometimes, like early on with the GPS, like and they'll still kind of send you every which way. They don't usually send you into the lake, but there's people, and there's a lot of them out there that have the GPS directions, and the directions are telling you to go the right way, and people still will go the wrong way. Like, take a right now, take a right now.
Right.
Oh wait, it's meaning the next right, not right now, and then they miss the turn. So I could see somebody on the GPS getting confused and going to a lake.
And then just drive into the lake.
Yeah. Or off of something. I don't know. Who knows?
That's concerning. That's concerning.
I don't know. Who knows? I'm just speculating.
Yeah, well, speculate away. That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
My third one is a fun one. This is a fun one. Okay.
I mean, they're all fun. These are all fun.
But this is super fun. Because this is something I could see us getting pretty excited about. If we're out and about, and then all of a sudden, here's your headline. A massive dump of pasta in New Jersey sets off a fury of interest and also just a fury. So here, can you share the picture up there?
Okay, let me bring it up here.
Pull it up.
Okay.
It was 15 wheelbarrows. They take 15. Somebody brought 15 wheel. I don't know how they measured. Did they find the wheelbarrows out there? I'm trying to think. I think they found wheelbarrows out there.
But there's other math problems you can do to figure out like cubic. Like
they measured 15 wheelbarrow loads of illegal dumped pasta along a creek. So clearly somebody was trying to maybe it was like a catering company. Like who would have,
I mean, yeah.
They don't know who did
what
it. They
is
don't
that?
know who
Like,
did
why
it.
and why are they dumping the pasta? Okay, like, I'm trying to think of scenarios for this. So, is there a catering company who's going to some sort of wedding or event, and they find out that it's like a keto friendly place, and so they don't need all of these carbs right here?
Dude, that amount of pasta is for like 5 weddings. That's so much
That's a lot of
pasta.
pasta. Yeah. Yeah.
Like one wheelbarrow, maybe 2 for one
Right.
wedding. Right?
I mean, it's biodegradable. So what's the big problem here?
And why are we talking about wheelbarrows? What is?
How else did they get it there? How did they get the pasta there? You think they just like grabbed it by hand, started like chucking it?
Why can't we say it was a raft full and then they rafted it down?
Because that doesn't make any sense.
Why not? They're right by a stream right here. What are you talking
They're
about?
up the hill. What are they gonna like take the raft out of the stream, drag it up the hill, then dump it out?
You could dump a ton of a raft full of pasta, and then I would float it down, and then we could just dump it on the.
We'll try to recreate the scenario later.
Still, to be honest with you, it still kind of looks fresh. Would you eat some of the top of it if it was steaming? If you happen to walk by this pasta and it's still steaming, would you take a quick
bite? You're starving? If you're out of food on a hike and somehow you come across a pile of pasta?
Steaming.
Yeah, why not? I've had worse.
I mean, you've eaten some funky stuff on the trail.
Would you?
Probably.
Okay.
I mean, if it was steaming.
Yeah. Apparently, I did read more about this particular story, and this is in New Jersey, and apparently this isn't a place where something is up with their like garbage collection service, and so people are just dumping things in the forest all the time. So I don't think people were surprised that there was something dumped there, but they were probably surprised that there was that much pasta.
Oh wait, and I'm reading here too. It was uncooked, so that I don't. It looks
cooked in the picture.
It says it was several 100 pounds of uncooked pasta.
Okay. Well, then you could cook it. So it's not going to be steaming, but you could cook it, right?
So is that less biodegradable?
It's still, what? It doesn't change the composition of the molecular makeup of the food, my friend.
But maybe the animals aren't going to eat it as fast. You know what I mean? So, but luckily it was cleaned up within like an hour or so, it said. So all was well. But people were in a fury.
Right.
So.
All right. Well, I got one. We're trying to top each other at this point. So I got one to top that. Some of you had to have heard of this one. This is a pretty big time story. Maybe Derek, you even saw this.
Okay.
Coast Guard arrests a man trying to run a giant hamster wheel across the Atlantic.
I feel like I've heard of this before.
You might have.
Was it like one of those inflatable balls kind of thing?
I mean, it was like his own creation. So we'll bring up a picture.
But it had a little bit of the ability to like churn the water, like a ball would be. Yeah, right there. Okay. Yeah. I feel like I've heard of something like this.
I mean, there's a lot of metal going on here in the frame.
That's absurd.
Yeah. Is it absurd? I think it's awesome. I think whoever this guy is,
that's what makes it awesome.
Riza Bellucci was the name of the guy, and he was taken by the Coast Guard for he called it a hydropod made of buoys, and it was like, this is like a couple years ago, but it was basically, I want to say he was pretty far off the coast when he was captured, but he still had like 4,000 miles to go to cross the Atlantic.
Captured. Did he bring? I wonder if he had like food in there.
Like, of course, because it's a long journey, right?
Does he does he go to the bathroom out the side of it? Like, where does he?
There's probably like a poop hole. Yeah, that's a good question.
Poop hole. Yeah, it's like a bingo container.
But he has. I mean, yeah, he's gonna be there for a while. 4,000 miles, even if you're running, like you're not gonna be going that fast. It's not like it's a flat surface, and so you're gonna be out there for a long time. He probably had to get resupplied, right?
I mean, look, like if you're running on the ocean, is the land just not good enough anymore? Like, I don't understand. Like, why he has to go
I just think that the creativity and I like the adventure aspect. I'm gonna say kudos. Should we have this guy on the show? What do you think?
I would love to have this guy on the show because first of all, like he's trying to do something. I like he's swinging big too. It's like, hey, first pilot to ever fly across the Atlantic or around the world, or where this is the first guy to run across the ocean.
Yeah,
continent to continent.
Okay, give us feedback. Is this somebody you'd want to hear on the Backpacking Blister show? Absolutely nothing to do with backpacking, but is outdoor adventure related for sure. So I would be interested. I think that his story is interesting. I just wonder. You're the Coast Guard. You're rolling up on a hamster wheel in the middle of the ocean. Land is out of sight.
Yeah.
What do you say to the guy? Like, are you like license and registration, please?
I mean, they have this thing. They towed him, right? I mean, they have this thing on the beach.
Yeah.
They didn't sink it, right? So,
right.
I mean, was it illegal to do it? When they say
the reason why they pulled him over was because he didn't have like a proper license or he wasn't registered. I don't know.
Where do you get that license though?
The DMV, right?
My bad. That's my bad. That's my bad.
I don't know. I'm not a boat owner. I don't know where
Coast Guard gives you a permit to run on the water. Is that? I don't know.
Wherever you got to go, I think you make it happen. That's what I say.
That is absurd. No doubt.
People like kayak great distances. They swim great distances with support. Why can't you hamster wheel?
I mean, great distances. We had a lady swim from California to Catalina, 26.
Yeah, not miles. Quite the 4,000 mile distance we were just talking about.
He's running.
Yeah,
in a contraption.
Right.
That's cool.
Anyway, all right. I like that one a lot.
That was that your best one?
No, you have one more.
Okay, yeah. This is my last one. This is pretty absurd. Okay, so this said officials find woman trapped in a toilet over one stinking gadget. Any idea?
How do you get trapped in a toilet? Give us the breakdown here.
What do you think the gadget is, though? Any ideas?
Phone.
I think it's a phone. Correct.
Okay.
It was phone. No, it's good.
But how do you get stuck? Like,
so like she's in there. No, she's doing her thing.
Okay.
You know, and it's part of one of those like outhouses, like in the middle of the trail or whatever.
Oh, okay, like porta potty.
Porta potty, right? And she drops the phone in the toilet, and she's like,
"Don't go after it."
She's like, "I'm doing it. I'm going after it." So they have the big tank. Now I don't know if she had like the newest iPhone or whatever. She goes in the
doesn't matter.
Hole.
You don't go after it.
She goes in, and she gets stuck in there. Now, once you're in that predicament, you're like, wait a minute, I can't get out. I'm sitting in other people's, like, what do I do? I can't use my phone because it's wet. Right. I mean, maybe it was waterproof. Do you do the call? Do you try to make the call? I mean, do you even have reception? Like, what do you do?
I think you got to wait till somebody has to go into the bathroom. But if you've locked it from the inside, then how do you do that?
What if you walked into that bathroom and you're like, okay, dee-dee-dee, and then there's somebody in there? What do you do there?
Hello?
Are you serious?
Hello down there?
He's like, can you help me? I'm like, wait, what? Can you imagine that?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. But you're like, well, I need to go to the bathroom, but you're in there. I guess I'm going outside for a minute and then I'll figure it out.
99.999% of the population is not diving into a porta potty toilet outhouse thing to get your phone, right?
How are you not able to get back out? That's what I want.
Some of those are deep, man. What are you talking about? Yeah,
porta potties are that deep?
Not the porta potties. Like the porta potties, you couldn't get stuck in. It's not that deep, but like it has to be like an outhouse, right?
Yeah.
This is in Michigan. It says it's a Michigan woman. Maybe it's not Michigan, but it's Michigan.
Well, it's not like it's like a 7-foot drop from toilet to bottom.
Oh, I've seen longer drops than that. Are you serious?
Really? Well, in Mexico, I've seen it. Sure. 20-foot. Wait,
so you've seen it, but you're saying it's not possible.
I've seen a 20 to 25-foot ditch.
Okay.
And then that was it. But
you think that is get outable?
I don't think that's get outable. I think a man-made porta potty hopefully should be get outable.
The porta potty is not that deep, so it had to be an outhouse. Otherwise, she's got some answering to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's interesting. It says here, like as a subtext, police warned to not attempt to venture inside the containment area if you lose an item in an outhouse toilet. So it is an outhouse.
Okay. So exactly.
Yikes, man. Yikes. Okay.
Maybe she was short.
Yeah.
Let's just say she was short.
Okay.
Right?
You're gonna make up stuff to rationalize. You can.
What do you do? Okay, here
let's talk about this. You like this one?
Well, I want to know what you would do. You're her.
Mm-hmm.
You're in there. You're fully.
I'm not gonna be in there. I'm not going in.
What would you do? Like you're fully engulfed in the fluids in there, and you get back out. What are you doing? You didn't bring a change of clothes,
right?
What you rarely do.
I think I'm finding the closest water source, lake or river or stream. I don't care how hypothermic I am.
Obviously.
Yeah.
What are you going to wear, though? You got to keep wearing those clothes. Unless you
if the police rescue, I bet the police have some backup clothes for people that are just disgusting.
Just give me a sheet. I'm probably gonna get rid of the clothes and I'm gonna wrap my sleeping bag around me or something.
I should have known that any sort of bathroom related headline here we would just go down.
Fabulous. It's such a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it's
it creates curiosity, and it does. As gross as it is. Anyway,
well, if you want curiosity, I got my final headline. This one actually is not outdoor related. It was just the most absurd one that I came across.
Okay.
A woman gets 21 years for trying to kill her doppelganger with poisoned cheesecake.
Poisoned cheesecake.
Correct.
That wouldn't be a problem for me. I hate cheesecake.
There you go. Cheesecake hater Derek on the show with us today. I don't know how do you hate cheesecake, man? It's so good.
I just
good.
don't like it. Okay, I will say Cheesecake Factory. For those of you that know what that is, they do have a Godiva chocolate cheesecake.
Okay,
phenomenal.
So you hate cheesecake except for that one.
I hate regular old cheesecake. Yeah,
old cheesecake. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. So this is somebody who came. I want to say it was from Eastern Europe somewhere. She came over and encountered somebody that she thought was like the other version of herself across the world. And her response was not like, dude, this is crazy that somebody looks like me. It was, I must kill her. And
That's
so
insane.
she tries to kill the person. I don't know how I don't know if she goes in a restaurant and tries to poison the cheesecake, but it's attempted murder and she gets 21 years. Yeah. So for me, this begs the question, what's the appropriate way to handle encountering your doppelganger, Eric?
I mean, I think there's some advantages there.
Okay.
You know, like what a bonus. I think you could, first of all, give him a hug. Say, you look great. Thank you for being you. And then, I don't know. I mean, I think there's so many opportunities there. Like, hey, can you go into work for me today? I'm going to take the day off.
Yeah.
You know,
I've had twins at my school before that they swap classes. They do that.
I've heard of that too.
Yeah.
You know,
pretty common.
That's pretty rad. There's some advantages there.
Yeah.
If you can get along with them. Hopefully you get along with them.
That's the thing. It's not like you're finding your twin, right? Where your twin, you might have a lot of things in common anyway, where you might have like similar personalities, this and that. This is just like, it could be a completely different person. It could be somebody who's not very nice.
Maybe they were threatened. You know, maybe they were threatened like, hey, this doppelganger could walk into my bank.
Right.
And just withdraw all my money.
Right.
You know,
that's a fair question. Okay.
That's fair. Sure.
All right. So there you go. Those are the headlines we got. Did you find them increasingly awesome, unbelievable, absurd like we did? We had fun researching these. So, okay, before we jump in to trivia, I do have a review. These were supposed to make the cut for the gadget episode. I don't know if you call these gadget, but these are
right.
FieldSheer Premium 2.0 Merino socks. These are the heated socks. Heated Merino Wool Socks. Would you call that a gadget?
Yes.
Okay.
Heated?
Yeah.
Heated.
Like battery operated.
Yeah, that's a gadget for sure.
Okay. All right. So here we go. So I got a hold of a pair and I feel like this is like the ultimate in luxury items. So,
are you going to show us your foot right now?
No, I'm not going to show me wearing a sock. That's not very interesting.
Thank you.
Is this good for backpacking is a question. All right. Before I give you the rundown, what do you think? Is this something you would possibly consider for backpacking?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
Battery operated socks?
Yeah.
No.
Like, did you have cold feet in Banff?
No.
Really? You did not have cold feet that first night when it dropped below freezing, snowing.
They were colder than normal, but I wasn't like freezing. Like my hands were more uncomfortable.
Okay, so maybe it's just people that don't have hot feet like you. Okay, so
hot feet,
we'll keep that question going as I kind of run through this. So each sock has a rechargeable battery that you zip into the top of the sock and you like plug into the sock. So it's in the top part, kind of like on your calf.
No.
The heat, though, is in the ball of the foot, mainly around the toes, but in that ball of the foot part. And it feels like you have one of those hand or foot warmer packets on without the discomfort of having something bulky underfoot. So the socks are over the calf. So they're tall socks, if you like those. The socks weigh about the same as like a comparable merino sock, but the batteries are weighing 1 to 2 ounces each, somewhere in that range, probably closer to 2 ounces. So you're talking about like 3 to 4 ounces for both batteries. That's an investment. That's a luxury investment for sure.
Sure. I don't mind the battery weight. I don't mind that. I think it's more, I don't know if it's for the trail for me though. Right. I think for me, it's like,
because it's not going to be for on the trail. It's not going to be for while you're hiking, obviously.
Those are because they're going to get nasty.
But they're not intended for that. They're intended for keeping your feet warm, like at camp, at night, that kind of thing.
In the sleeping bag.
But this could be somebody who's very gadget or techie oriented because it has like a Bluetooth battery that syncs to your phone, so you can control them in the heat from your phone that way. And so they are an investment at $80 a pair. So they're about like double premium socks that don't have the battery operation.
Okay.
And I don't know that this is going to be for backpackers out there unless you really struggle with cold feet at night or just cold feet because you're trying to always like bow out of trips. But this is best for, I would say that this is great for camping, especially in cold weather.
Yes.
Really good for snowboarding, skiing, around town use if you got to sit out and watch your kids game and it's freezing outside.
100%.
But for backpackers, this is like the ultimate in luxury items. So I'm going to give this like a 4 out of 5 cozy toes.
I would agree. I think it's going to be more suitable for like stationary activities. Like there's been times I've go to like my nephew's baseball game. Why didn't I have something to keep me warm? You know, I'll bring a portable heater. Portable socks have been great.
Yeah.
So there is, I think there's definitely a avenue for that, but backpacking
there is because they keep on selling out. Like these things are.
Well, then what do
we
know, right? I mean, I just think in backpacking world, like your socks just get so nasty after one day. You know,
I'm okay to think outside the box with different ideas here, and obviously people out there are not just backpackers; they're car campers, they're skiers, they're snowboarders. So
okay. Then I should clarify. I wouldn't use them on a backpacking trip. I could see myself using them around town.
Okay.
Around town. Does that make sense?
Yeah. All right, there you go.
Fair.
Okay. So this is the FieldSheer Premium 2.0 socks. I'll have the link in the show description in case you're interested in checking them out.
Yep.
We got trivia coming up, yeah?
Yeah, we got crazy absurd trivia right after this.
All right. I have a feeling that this is going to be just like no chance at success here.
Matt, no, dude, this is, first of all, it's a multiple choice.
Okay.
You should be totally fine.
All right. Well,
we all want you to succeed. We saw what happened to you last year. You failed about 90% of the trivia. So I had to, all the B&B family emailed me. They're like, Derek, please just dumb it down for him. It's embarrassing. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. I heard the people and I'm doing it for the people. Okay, here we go.
All right. What you got?
When you succeed, you're less, you mock less. So here we go. Okay. This is just random trivia. What is the most visited tourist attraction in the world? Is it? Are you ready? Here we go. Play along if you want.
I'm not a tourist. I'm like the opposite of a tourist.
Weren't you a tourist when you lived in New Zealand and whatever? Okay.
Oh, I've been a tourist. I'm just like, if there's any opportunity to not be a tourist in a new place, I take it.
You're a teacher. This will be something you can tell your kids. You're welcome. Okay. Is it the most visited? Okay. Is it the Eiffel Tower?
Okay.
Is it the Statue of Liberty? Is it the Great Wall of China? Or is it the Colosseum?
I have no idea, man. I can't be the Great Wall of China. I know that it's super crowded there. I just know that China is harder to get to for a lot of people.
Okay.
That being said, I do know that they have crowds there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Eiffel Tower.
I'll
go Colosseum.
Incorrect. That would probably number 2. I've been all 4 of these, and by far Eiffel Tower, because people are all about the lovey-dovey pictures, all about the.
You just asked that question because you wanted to brag that you've been to all 4 of those.
I did. You're right. Okay. Humble brag. Humble brag in your face. Number 2 is, here we go. I mean, I had so many to pick from. I had to narrow it down. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh, this is a great one. Okay. What type of food holds the world record for being the most stolen food around the globe? Is it Wagyu beef, the very pricey beef from Japan? Is it cheese? Okay. Is it coffee? Or is it chocolate?
Dude, I don't know. How am I supposed to know this? This is just a guess.
It's crazy absurd trivia.
It's definitely not the beef because that's just too specific. And that's just very narrow in terms of the geography. Like
good narrowing strategy you got here. It's good.
Yeah. Well, I was right about the Great Wall. It wasn't the Great Wall, but I'm only narrowing it to 3, so that doesn't really help me.
No, exactly.
I would guess it's got to be the cheese or the chocolate. I know that. All right, I'll go chocolate.
Oh, so close. It was cheese. It was cheese. It's estimated as much as 4% of cheese produced around the world stolen.
I'm on the verge of going 0 for 3 on your relatively easy trivia here.
Because look, you got people stealing it, and you probably got mice stealing it too. So you got 2.
That doesn't count. It doesn't count if it's eaten by mice and rats. What are you talking about?
It's considered stolen. It's considered stolen. No. All right, we're gonna give you a numbers one. We're gonna do a numbers one.
Okay.
On average, how many seeds are located on the outside of a strawberry? Is it 100, 200, 400?
So bad. This trivia question is so bad. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'll give you a different one.
I don't care what your answers are. This is a terrible question.
I'm going to give you a different one.
No, I want to answer this one. I've already lost anyway. It doesn't even matter.
I got a better one.
You asked one like a year ago about how many times bees flutter their wings in a minute, and it was a very similar question. There's no way anybody knows this unless you're like a strawberry expert.
Like my goal is to teach you in life. And
it's not. This is just trying to test what we already know. It's not a teaching.
Oh, you already know this.
Teaching.
Okay, you already know this. Here we go.
No, it's testing whether I know it or not. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen.
Look, I'm gonna give you a different question. I think you'll succeed at this better. Okay,
Doesn't
so
matter.
scratch
I've
that
already
one. By the way, it's 200, so we won't count that one.
Okay, thank you.
What is the oldest soft drink in the United States? Is it Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, or Canada Dry Ginger Ale?
Oh, it's either Coke or Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper.
Oh, he's right, folks. It's Dr. Pepper. That's a one.
That's still a hard question, though. I don't know that most people.
It's a little tricky. I think Pepsi was obviously not it. I don't even know. Yeah, I think you did good on that one. That's good. Okay. So 1 out of 3, we failed that.
I failed that one. I failed
on a high note.
We'll do a trivia update later.
That was
okay. So I got some tidbits.
Fun.
We got a new review, and this one is just like straight up. We just got like an encouraging review, man.
Finally.
Yeah, we've had some nice ones for sure. We've also had some not so nice ones recently. So this one is just as wonderfully wonderful by Paul Heels. Thank you so much. So he's more of a camper than a backpacker, but he gets to pretend that he's backpacking without having to actually backpack by listening to the podcast. So he says that he wishes it was longer, like 2 to 3 hours. Is that too much to ask? So that's super nice. That's like a super nice review there.
Sure.
Bantering back and forth is phenomenal. This podcast is where you feel like you're there. That's what we're kind of going for. So it says, as a podcast host who is a well-known and documented guest interrupter, Derek, check. Embrace the gift you have, good sire. Wow. Thank you, sir. That was really nice.
Embrace the gift you have.
You want to start going 2 to 3 hours? What do you want to do?
Can I talk to you for that long? It's a question.
Here's what we got. Okay, here's a thought that I have. We might be doing this not this season, but maybe like at the end of the season. Is we might be doing 2 episodes a week where we're releasing some of the old ones that are in the backlogs and kind of revamping and remastering them and putting them back out there. So that might be something we could do. But maybe only Paul cares. I don't know.
I think Paul cares.
Okay.
I'm gonna say he cares. Yeah. For you.
Right. Yeah. I got another one, totally different. By the way, again, thank you, Paul. I've got an update. Let's see. Was it last week we were talking about how I had the opportunity to get some sort of like an audition to get onto like a pickers kind of show?
Oh, yeah.
And I said I wasn't going to do it. And
then you did it.
And then you said you should do it.
Yeah.
So I took your advice. I had a conversation with the casting person. Yes. And he got me the audition. It's actually going to be tomorrow.
What? This is huge.
Yeah. So he said that he'd like done his homework on me and kind of like looked up our YouTube stuff and podcast stuff. So it's not like he doesn't know who I am. But you know, this is out of my wheelhouse. Like, you're an experienced actor. You've done all sorts of things with like, you know, instructional videos for Taco Bell. Hard to hold a candle to that.
But you're a picker, you know?
I don't know that I'm what they're looking for, but doesn't hurt.
Don't doubt yourself before you get in there. You're going to carry that energy. No. You got to get in there and just
I'm not doubting myself. I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to just be authentic and be like, this is what I can bring to the table. I'm not going to lie and be like, oh, but I know about this when I don't really.
So that's easy. Then you just walk into the room and you'd be like, desk B+, your shirt C-. Just start grading everything in the room.
That was my question to you is, so what, like seriously, like, do you have any suggestions or advice? It's not in the room. It's remotely done. It's on like Zoom.
Oh, it's remotely done.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting. I've never done that before.
I know, but just like any thoughts about how to successfully audition for a show that's not an acting job. Although there's probably going to be some acting involved at some point, I would guess.
Well, probably a little bit. It's
like,
about
hey,
picking,
can you
right?
recreate the scene where you found such and such?
Just talk to them about the garage sales you do.
That's going to engage them. So I got garage
tell them your quirky fascination with garage sales.
Okay.
If they want me to join the interview, I will just talk you up.
Okay, so you want to bring you into the interview. You want to get on the show as well.
Be like, guys, you are missing out on a quirky fellow.
You don't want to get on the show. You don't even have the time for this, do you?
I don't want to be on the show. I just want to help you with the audition.
Let's be honest. If we could, so it's supposed to be with some sort of like whoever gets picked to be on the show gets paired up with some sort of like celebrity from the days of yore to kind of go on a picking mission. I don't know how much I'm supposed to reveal about this, but if they could just like ditch that celebrity person and just bring you on the show, and it's just you and me going around doing our thing.
We're just picking.
Yeah, but you wouldn't do that, right?
I don't know. Talk to me when that happens.
Well, it can't just happen. You have to like make it happen.
Do you want to just tell the guy, like, look, why don't you watch our YouTubes? And if you like my co-partner, we will be a dynamic duo on your show.
Dude, we'd be awesome.
We will pick the junk out of your show.
Us like interacting in society with strangers. I think you can't get any better than that. But you probably can actually. But I just don't think that you would be able to commit to anything like that, right?
Well, what? I don't know what the details are.
I think you're gone for a few days at a time here and there, basically.
I'd be open to it if I could pull that off and be on TV.
Okay.
And pick away. How fun would that be?
All right. Well, I'll try to work my way up. If they even consider me, I'd be like, you know what? I would like some producer credits here, and I want to fire the other guy.
Just get through the audition, okay? Don't be too harsh on him. That's all I'm saying. Okay. All right. It's good for you. I'm proud of you.
All right. Last thing I have is Patreon this month. Hey, stop doing these 6 things, and your trips will be way better. So we got that episode as a bonus episode. We got the ad-free episodes, and we have upcoming Patreon trips for 2024 where we're going. That's it.
Okay. That's all I got. That's all I got. We will see you next time, guys. Remember, if you're getting lost, you're probably following Carl's GPS and you're going to end up in a lake and probably have some pasta next to you on the shore. So you can probably eat that while you're waiting for the tow truck to pull you out of the lake.